All right, so today we got another pig project. Pigs are supposed to be like a low maintenance animal, and I don't know what my problem is because they're not low maintenance for me. But what we got going on is we're gonna go down and look at the way we water them in that situation. All right, so here's what we got going on right now. We've just been using this, which is just like one of those blue water jugs cut in half. Man, I've told those kids not to fill it that full. But anyway, what you can see is that all the wood that was around it, of course, the pigs have just ripped it off. You can see those screws sticking out where there used to be some boards across the front of it. And a while back, I replaced the heated water that was there with this one. This was a really nice one. It's like the best one you can buy. Works really good, and in the winter, you just plug it in and then it keeps the water from freezing. But you can see that I've got another piece of hog panel in front of it because I don't really want the pigs to get to it and ruin it. I was gonna have it be, when I installed it, it was gonna be for them, but I figured if we could come up with an easier way to give them water, I could just leave these ones, this nice one for the cattle. And so we started using this, and that's worked okay in the summer, except that every once in a while we have to pour it out to give them fresh water, and then we get this stuff, and you can see already like there's this big hole starting to form. Wherever there's water, these pigs start to make a hole, and now they're already looking to come up underneath the underside of that fence. So I'm going to try to come up with a totally different solution that I think will work good all the way through the winter. So I came down to the chicken coop to show you how we did the chickens water, because this is going to be really similar to what we're going to do for the pigs. So for the chickens, we just have this trash can, and then there's these little special made water nipples here that they can just peck at, and then the water will come out of that. And then obviously this chicken coop isn't heated, so what we do is in the winter we drop this little heating element in. It just drops down in there. You can see the cord comes through this hole right here, and then I installed a plug up here for that to plug into, and then that's actually thermostatically controlled, where there's a thermostat in there, and that just turns on when the water gets cold enough that it needs it. So as the weather gets cooler here soon, we'll plug that back in. But we're gonna make a similar thing for the pigs. There's a different kind of little watering nipple for the pigs that we'll put on a steel drum, and then we'll just drop one of these into it. And I think that actually, of all the ways we've tried to water the pigs before, I think will be the easiest. I'm also noticing here just how much these birds have pooped here. Obviously they roost up here at night, and I don't know, my kids are supposed to tell me when it's time for us to shovel this all out and make compost or other, something we can put in the garden with it, but they didn't tell me. So if you think having animals is hard, try having kids. I swear they're harder, especially when they're supposed to be your farm hands. Yeah. All right, so here's that steel drum that I was talking about. You can find these all over the place here pretty easy. This one, some of these have like oil in them or something, motor oil or something like that, and you don't want to use that obviously to feed your animals, but this one had grapeseed oil in it, so I think we're pretty safe with that. And then this is the nipple that I found, that I kind of researched this a bit, and there's a lot of different choices out there, but I like this one because this part right here is the part that goes through the barrel, and this part on this one is metal. So this, all of them, most of them I saw have this nipple part where you can see here, the pigs can just kind of push that little thing down and then the water will come out. That's usually metal, but a lot of them this was like plastic or PVC, and I don't know, that's probably fine, I guess, but I just figured I'm going to be putting it through a steel drum, so I wanted to see if I could maybe get this to be metal, and so we'll see how that works. It says here on the back to drill a 7/8 hole, and I believe that's what these step bits are for. I don't know if this one's supposed to be made for metal or just wood, or something softer than metal, but we're about to find out. So anyway, it should be easy. Drill the holes, put the 2 nipples in. I got 2 of those nipples, so put the 2 nipples in wherever I want them. I don't know, nothing that an MBA can't handle. Okay, so I got a choice to make here. I could cut this off all the way around here, but I think I like having this rim so I keep the integrity of the barrel. And I don't really want to have to cut through these things, so I'm probably going to just try to cut something like this. Got the trusty angle grinder here. I'm going to put in my ears and put on my eyes and go for it. Look at that. The sparks flying off of that angle grinder melted the knuckle out of that glove. All right, so got that all hosed out. Got this edge nice and sanded. It's good. I'm not feeling any burrs anywhere on there. So it doesn't have to be too clean, obviously, inside of here because it's pigs. And pigs will drink water from anywhere. And one of the things I've been the most amazed at in this whole time that I've been doing this little farming experiment is the water these animals can drink. Nasty. But they seem to be fine with it. You see this? We give them clean water, and what do? They drink it out of the mud hole. Diety was drinking it out of the mud hole. Afro, oh no, now Afro wants to drink it out of there too. She was drinking it out of the cleaner water, but why do that when you're a pig and you can drink it right out of the mud hole? So they'll be fine with this barrel for sure. All right, so here's that little step bit. It's labeled that this one, there's multiple steps in here, but this one that's sort of bigger is 7/8. So I just use my calipers here to double check that that right there is indeed 7/8. So that's the one we'll be aiming for. All right, step bit it is. So this is going to be a little tricky because I got no one here to help me right now. And I got long arms, but not long enough to reach down on both sides of that. So I'm going to put this in here, see if I can get this little nut started threaded there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this crescent wrench on there against the ground, which will hold it from turning, and then I can reach in the inside and see if I can get this nut turned on there. So let's see how that goes. All right, so that did not work. It just pushed right out super easy. I gotta have it stuck on there somehow, so I'm gonna see if I can just tape it on there. All right, I got it threaded on there. The only hard part of that was that it was just so dark I couldn't see. You can see another one of the reasons I bought these ones is because they have that nice gasket in there. It's hard to see in this light, but there's a blue gasket in there that when this gets threaded down, I think will just squeeze off nicely and should be no leaks. All right, I got that crescent wrench around it there. I'll reach through the hole with these channel locks, see how it goes. All right, so these are ready to just thread on now. Put a little bit of Teflon tape on there. And just thread on. All right, so now I want to build a little stand for that barrel to sit on so that it's up off the ground, because obviously you want those nipples low towards the bottom of the barrel so that you're using all the water, but that's too low for the pigs to drink out of, so we got to get it up off the ground. And I have some junk stuff laying around I'm going to try to build it out of. So I have all these old pieces of metal roofing, and these are left over from other projects we've done, like the chicken run and things like that. And then when we did the rehab on the farmhouse, these boards were actually inside as part of a wall that we took down. So they're not really 2x4, they're thicker than that. And I've always thought, man, I don't know, should I even keep these? I don't know what I'd ever do with them, but I'm gonna try to use them now. Okay, so I've got these pieces cut, and I'm just gonna nail them together like that, kind of like a little framing wall. And then that'll be one of the two long sides. I think I'm gonna make it 24 by 20, but I'm gonna get these two walls built and then we'll decide on the other dimensions. All right, I got these 4 little walls sort of framed up, and we're just gonna attach that one now to that wall and turn this into a little structure. Well, that's solid. That'll hold whatever I need it to hold. Okay, I have all these pieces cut, so now I'm going to put them on with some self-tapping metal screws, and then I'm gonna, these ones that are long, I'm just gonna bend them around the corners, I hope. We'll see. Just have to beat it with a hammer. We'll see how that goes. Okay, I got this siding wrapped all the way around it, so I think it'll protect it decently from the elements. That's what all the framing in there looks like. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to bend that, wrap it down around here and put some screws in it. It'll be kind of messy that way, but I think it'll work. Okay, here it is installed. Put the base down, put the pail on it, and then put a piece of strap around there. We'll see if one is enough. We ended up getting that really tight, and I'll show you here how we did that. So we put that strap around it, and then we put this piece of wood through it, and then we just twisted it till it got really tight, and then wired this top and bottom to the post. And so that should be really strong. It's really tight. It's holding it really good. So, and then I think with a bunch of water in there, that ought to help too. I don't know, it might not be any match for these pigs, but hopefully they just use those to drink. And then what I did was I put one sticking out through this way, so it's on this side of this divider right here. And then the other one is over here, so it's on the other side of the divider, so that if we need to separate them, they both have water. Already drinking from it.